Hi guys, this video is for Friday, May 29th. At this point, I hope you've had a chance to, read the story before I go over some of the answers. Like I said, this Rules of the Game is a very popular story by Amy Tan, who's a very popular author. She writes a lot about her childhood and growing up, especially stories around kids or around the time when she was your age. So, I think she's pretty relatable. So I hope you guys liked the story this week. Tuesday, you had to discuss a time when your parents wanted you to do something that you did not want to do. As I said in the other video, I'm sure you could think of a bunch of different, examples of things that your parents maybe wanted you to do and you didn't really want to do that. I thought about a time that I was going to share with you guys. I'm not sure how old I was, but it was before I was a teenager. And I signed up to take a kayaking class at this, summer camp that we had. And I was the only girl when I showed up, and I wanted to turn around, but my mom said, no, we signed up for this, we paid for this, you need to do it. And when I was, I changed into my bathing suit, I didn't, want to step out in front of the boys at the lake where we had the camp, but I did. And I went back every day for the whole week, and I remember crying, and I was so upset, and I didn't want to do it, but like I said, I stuck with it, and I ended up being really good at it. And so it was definitely something that at the beginning I didn't want to do, but in the end I was glad that my mom made me stick with it. And I got some free ice creams because I won the contests that the camp counselors always had. I was the fastest, and I guess I was good at it, so it ended up working out in the end. Tuesday you had to do some vocabulary. Then you either had to listen to the story or read it, or you could have done both, which I think is a good thing. I think that's a great way for you guys to comprehend things on a deeper level and an easier level, I think, if you're reading it and listening to it. So if you did that, that's awesome. Then on Thursday there was some analyzing questions for the story, so I'll just go over some of the answers that I wrote down to help you. Number 1 is a question about setting. The story takes place in Chinatown in San Francisco, and the detail on the first page really contributes to the overall mood of the story, so identify the mood. And then you had to show some quotes to support your thinking. So mood, remember, is how you, the reader, feels after reading something. So after reading just the first page, I felt that she had a very, simple childhood. It was, she said that she realized afterwards that she was poor, but at the time she didn't. There was many places to play in her neighborhood and hide, and everything was different colors and always smelling good. And, the quotes I could have written down a whole bunch. Her talking about the Chinese bakery and the fish market and the playground and playing in the alley. And so I think it was a very, comfortable mood, friendly, right? Just a simple life that she had when she was a child. Characterization is number 2. Choose the character trait for each and then explain your reasoning. So Waverly, I thought she was, as she got older, she wanted to be a conformist. Conformistry, is when you conform to something. She kind of wanted to leave her Chinese heritage in the past and really conform to being an American and what, American kids were doing at the time, or Americans in general, not even a kid, learning how to play chess, right? While Waverly's mother a trait for her. I said she was, you know, very harsh, strict, stuck in her ways, right? And there's many examples I could have, you know, chosen. Remember when they initially got the chessboard, it was used and the mom wanted to throw it away and said it, you know, they didn't want it. If it wasn't good for them, then it's not good for us. So those are just some of the examples I took for Waverly's mom. Number 3, I said that this is a very common MCAS question. How does Waverly's relationship with the mom change from beginning to end? You know, at the beginning, Waverly was very obedient to her mom, right? And her mom was very strict with her. Towards the middle, she started to play chess and then be in tournaments, and then her mom was very proud of her, right? And then she was almost the one in control, Waverly, right? But then by the end again, when she disobeyed her mom and kind of sassed her mom, gave her attitude, right? When they went to the store and she said, you know, Mom, why do you always have to show me off? I don't like that. The mom said, oh, well, you know what? You're on your own now, right? You're ashamed of me. You're embarrassed of me. Well, then, you know, I guess you're on your own. So I feel like the control between them kind of switches throughout the story. At the beginning, the mom has control over her. Then in the middle, Waverly kind of is the one in control, and, you know, her family is bowing down to her. She doesn't have to finish her dinner. She doesn't have to do her chores, right? But then by the end again, the control shifts back to the mom. Symbolism, there are many symbols throughout the story. We gave 3 examples: chess, the wind, and Waverly's mother. I just did chess as a symbol. Remember, a symbol is where one thing symbolizes or represents something else. I think that the chess really symbolizes just a goal that Waverly has of accomplishing something and being just more American. So leaving her kind of her ethnic roots aside and you know, just gaining this. She says, to win the game of chess, you have to have invisible strengths and see the end game before it even begins. So that's just a great message about life, right? Having those invisible strengths, or this goal that you want to reach and meet. That's why I think it symbolizes that. And then knowing what the outcome is going to be and visualizing that and seeing that before you even start playing, right? Or before you even start trying to accomplish something. So I see it more as just this goal for her, or this, you know, to be more American. But you could take it as any goal. I really liked that quote. And then Fridays, I'll let you do the other 2. Fridays writing was, again, you needed your thesis, that, and then evidence to back up one of the themes. I think the theme is, or the one that really stood out to me, was the navigating 2 cultures is challenging. It was really hard for her to navigate between, you know, growing up and being in America and wanting to fit in as an American, but then also she had, you know, her family and her mother and her brothers really, you know, digging it into her about her Chinese culture, and especially where she lived. I feel like that setting really played an important role. So when she was at home, or when she was in that setting, she was in that Chinese culture, right? But whenever she went out, when she went to the library, when she went to school, when she played chess, that was more of her American side. So again, that's just, that was what I took from it. But, you know, you can pick either of the other 2 themes and have evidence to back that up. I hope these answers helped you guys. And like I said, I hoped you liked the story. And I'll be making another video for next week. So hopefully I'll see you guys then, and have a good weekend.